In this video, we solve short questions about measure of central tendency. But if you are new on my channel Statisticians Club, please subscribe the channel. Question number 1. What is an average? Why is it called a measure of central tendency and measure of location? As you know, measure of central tendency has the other name measure of location. So why we called it as measure of central tendency and measure of location? So first part is, what is an average? An average is a single value which represent all the values of the distribution in some definite way. Suppose that you have a data set of 10 values. You take its arithmetic mean, geometric mean, median, harmonic mean, mode. These are all categories of taking average. You got a single value which represent the summary of the whole data set. So this is so because of this reason it is called average, because after applying average formula you got a single value, and this single value is called average, which represent the summary of whole data set. Since average tends to lie in the center of distribution, then it is called measure of center tendency, because when you got a single value and it lie at the center of your data set, because suppose that you have 10 values, you add up all the values and divide it by 10, and you can get a values which lies round about middle of your data set, because you add up all less than values, greater than values, and after that when you divide the total number of values, you got a single value which lie at the center of the data set. So that reason it is called center. Due to the center of distribution, it is called measure of center tendency. It is called a measure of location because it locates at the center. So because of this reason it is called measure of location, because it locates the center of the data. With the help of average, you can locate the center of your data or distribution. So because of this reason it is called measure of location. Question number 2. Give important advantages and disadvantages of mean. Number 1, it is most commonly used. Number 2, it is unique because every distribution has one and only one mean. Its main disadvantage. Its disadvantage is that it is affected by extreme values. Extreme values means the values are not representative of the rest of the data. Question number 3. What is coding? Instead of using actual midpoint, we perform our calculation. We can by assign consecutive integers called code to each of the midpoint. Because as you know, the coding formula, coding is represented by u is equal to x minus a over h. We a is the assumed mean, we take assumed mean, and mostly we take assumed mean at the middle of the value, or near about middle of the value. So by dividing and dividing with class interval, so we got consecutive integers, and these are called codes. What is procedure of coding? The integer 0 is assigned anywhere, preferably in the middle of the frequency distribution. You can take assumed mean. Where you take your mean, it means by dividing the original value it will be 0. So preferably take it from the middle of the frequency, and we assign negative integer value smaller. When you take your middle value or assumed mean, remember that your negative value will be smaller than the positive values. Suppose that you have 7 observations You take middle value in which negative values will be 1, 2 or 3, and positive values, if you take 3 negative values, it means 3 or more will be the positive values. 1 is 0, 3 are 4 positive values. So remember that when you take assumed mean, then your negative value will be smaller than the positive values by performing coding. Define weighted mean. Weighted mean is an average that take into account the importance or weights of each values to the overall total. Suppose that you have a data set x1, x2, x3, 3 observations. You assign weight. Weight means, in other words, weight means importance. Which value more important? You assign it as more weight as compared to value which has least importance. For example, in flood zone area, if you want to facilitate people, what is the more important thing? Which is food. You assign more weights to food, and after that cloth, and then medicine, and then shelter. So in statistics, when you assign weight to the values according to their importance, it is called weighted mean. So what is the formula of weighted mean? You multiply each observation, which is x1, this is your data set, multiplying with its weight, then add up w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus so on wk xk over w1 plus w2 plus so on plus wk, and sum of wx over sum of w. Compute the median for the data set. As you know, in median we arrange the observation in ascending or descending order. Here we arrange observation in ascending order. Ascending order means from least to highest. So minimum value here is -2, then -1, 0, 2, 4, 5. So there is 6 observations, small, and so this value is even. For even, median data is ungrouped. When data is ungrouped and your number of observations are even, then median formula is add up to middle value and divided by 2. So 2 middle values are these 1, 2, 3 and 4. 3 and 4 value which is 0 and 2. Third and fourth position value which is 0 and 2 are the middle values. So 0 plus 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So 1 is the median for this data set. Question number 7. Give common advantages and a common disadvantages of median and mode. A common advantages of mode and median is that they are not affected by extreme small and extreme large observations, because mode and median do not depend on the all data set. As you know, here we calculate median. Median is calculated by the middle values, and mode is calculated by the most frequent value in the data set. So these two averages not lie on complete data set. So they are not affected by extreme large or extreme small observations as arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean affected. A common disadvantage is that both are not based on all values. So this is the disadvantage, that these two averages are not based on the all values of the distribution. Question number 8. The mean is affected by change of origin and scale. Yes, mean is affected by the change of origin and change of scale. Change of origin means when you add or subtract some number from your data set. If suppose that your data set is x, x1, x2, x3, and you subtract or add any number, so this means change of origin, and when you multiply or divide, it means change of scale. here is the answer. I explain a little bit here, and now we read it. This means that if we add and subtract a constant value from the values or from the data set, multiply or divide the values by the constant, the mean is affected these changes. Symbolically, if your y is equal to x is dataset plus minus a is any constant which we add or subtract. So by taking average, y bar is equal to x bar plus minus a. It means if your mean is 60 and your constant a is 10, 60 plus 10, when you add 10 in each x1, x2, x3 in each data set, then your mean will be 60 to 70. And if you subtract 10 and your original mean was 60, so after these changes, when from your data sets you minus 10, your mean will be 50. Similarly, y is equal to bx bar. When you take mean, y bar is equal to bx bar. It means when you multiply any number your data set, the same number will multiply your mean. And similarly, y bar is equal to 1 over a x bar. And the rest of the procedure is same for the division. Means that if you divide your data set with a constant number, then the mean that you obtain x bar from original data set will also be divided to that number to get the mean of the new data set, which is divided by a. So here we see question about solved numerical question about this question number 8. The score obtained by 5 students in a test were in any test, the score obtained by 5 students 70, 50, 60, 70, 50. These scores are changed by adding 10 points to all score. Number 2 part, increase all score by 10%. What effect will these changes have on the mean? So first of all, we calculate our mean. X bar is equal to 70 plus 50 plus 60 plus 70 plus 50 divided by 5. The answer is 60. When we add 10 points, so our mean will be 70. Put these values here. Here mean is 60. We add 10 observations in each value. So answer will be 60 plus a 70. Answer will be 70. When each score is increased by 10%, x bar is also increased by 10%. 10% of the whole data mean it becomes 66. Describe the empirical relation between mean, median and mode. Here is the empirical relation for unimodal distribution. Unimodal means a distribution which has only one mode. It means the distribution is unimodal. So mean minus mode is equal to 3 mean minus median. This is the empirical relation for unimodal curve which are moderately skewed. Moderately skewed means it will be positively skewed or negatively skewed. So mean minus mode is equal to 3 mean minus median. What is the relative position of mean, median and mode in the symmetrical and moderately skewed distributions? What are the relative position of mean, median and mode in the symmetrical and moderately skewed distribution? In symmetrical distribution, mean, median, mode are coincides. They are equal. In symmetrical distribution, mean is equal to median is equal to mode. Answer of any distribution which is symmetrical, any dataset which is symmetrical, its mean, median and mode are equal. If suppose that if mean is 5, median will be 5 and mode also will be 5. But in moderately skewed distribution, median lies between mean and mode. When distribution is skewed means it will be positively skewed or negatively skewed, both. So median lies between the mean and mode, and it is twice as far from the mode as from the mean. In which situation would you consider the geometric mean is appropriate measure as computed to the mean? In what situation geometric mean is the suitable measure? When we are dealing with the quantity that change over a period of time, then geometric mean is the suitable measure. Change over a period of time. Suppose that we want an average rate of change, average growth rate over a period of several years, increase in salary. In such situation, in case of increase decrease rate of change, geometric mean is the suitable average as compared to mean. Define weighted geometric mean. Suppose the class marks x1, x2, so on xk occur with corresponding class frequencies f1, f2, so on fk. So its weighted geometric mean is under root n x1 power f1 dot x2 power f2 so on dot xk power xk. We can also write it as 1 over n. The under root power n means 1 over n. These are two procedures to write up, where n is equal to sum of x, as you know. Question number 14. Describe the compound interest formula and its role to find the average rate of increase. Answer. Suppose the capital P naught is invested at rate of interest R. After an year, the capital will be Pn as determined by the formula Pn is equal to P naught into 1 plus R power n. This formula is applied to find the average rate of increase in income and population. Define decile and percentile. What is decile? The value which divides an array. Array means data which is arranged in ascending or descending order. So the value which divides an array into 10 equal parts is called decile. So the decile will be D1 means first 10 part. If your data set constitute 100 items, so first 10 items D1, 11 to 20 item D2, 21 to 30 D3, 31 to 40 D4, 41 to 50 D5, so on, 91 to 100 D10. Percentile. The value which divide an array data into 100 equal parts are called percentile. The first, second, third, so on 99th percentiles that are denoted by P1, P2, P3, so on P99 respectively. What is an average of position? The median is sometimes called an average of position, that is, it is defined as the value of an item which hold a certain position in an array. Quartile, decile and percentile are also called average of the position. Question number 17. For a certain distribution, sum of x minus 15 square is equal to 868. Sum of x minus 16 square is equal to 720. Sum of x minus 20 square is equal to 982. What is the value of mean and y? So, look which value is minimum. 720 is minimum among these two values 868, 982. So, when this value is minimum, it means this is the x bar. This is the mean. Why? Because we have a property of arithmetic mean, sum of deviation of observation from their mean, sum of square deviation of observation from their mean is minimum. So as you know, sum of deviation of observation from mean is minimum. This value is minimum among these two values. It means this will be the mean. So We read it here. X bar is equal to 16 is the arithmetic mean. Why we can say 16 as mean? No, 15 and 20 we are not consider 15 and 20 as mean, but we say 16 is mean because due to this property. The sum of square of deviation of value xi from any value a is minimum. So it is called mean. Question number 18. Find 6 different statistical terms of balance point and central value of symmetrical frequency curve. 5. Mean, which divide the data into two equal parts. Median, in median, which is also divide mode, and then quartile. Quartile, as you know, in quartile, Q1 is the 1 to 25 quartile, Q2 is 25 to 50. So this divide, second quartile, divide the data into into two middle values. This value is the middle of means average of the data set. Here D5, fifth decile. Fifth decile is from 41 to 50, means it gives the average of the half of the values. And similarly P50, 50th percentile, because percentile divides the data into 100 equal parts. So P50. So these are the 6 different statistical balanced point of the data. These are the balanced point because this is also half of the data set, and D5, D quartile 2, and these are the 3 averages, mean, median and mode. Question number 19. Q1 67, Q2 is equal to median is equal to 75. We can say Q2 as median because it is the middle of values of the data from 26 to 50. Q3 is equal to 83. Interpret the significance of each. Q1 is equal to 67. 25% score 67 are lower 75% to 67. Q2 is equal to 75. It means 75% score lies 67 to 75% score lies between second quartile. 50% score 75 are lower, and then is third quartile, which is 83. %75% scores 83 and lower, and 25% scores is above, and remaining 83, remaining 70 number are above 25%, means that lie from position 66 to 100. So I repeat is as first quartile is 67, means 25% person score 67 and below. Q2 is equal to 75, means 26 to 50, mean 25 persons have score 67 to 75 or lower, and then next quartile range from 75 to 83 scores are next 25, and remaining 17 score in the remaining 76 to 100 group. Can all quartiles be expressed as percentile? First quartile Q1, third quartile Q3 correspond to 25 percentile, 75 percentile respectively. The second quartile is median corresponding to 50th percentile. Can all quantities be expressed as percentile? Yes. Median Q2 these are equal, and this is equal to P50. Median in quartile Q2 in percentile P50 are equal Q1 P25, Q3 P75, D1 P10, D2 P20, D3 P30, D4 P40, D5 P50, D6 P60, D7 P70, D8 P80, D9 P90. So these are the quartiles that are equal to the percentiles. Find two numbers whose arithmetic mean is 9 and whose geometric mean is 7.2. If a and b are two numbers, then x bar is equal to a plus b divided by 2 and geometric mean is equal to under root ab. A plus b divided by 2 is equal to 9, under root ab is equal to 7.2. So a plus b, 2 multiplied by 2, 18. A plus b is equal to 18 and ab is equal to 7.2 whole square, 71.84. So these two quantities give a is equal to 3.6. So we compute two numbers whose arithmetic mean is 9 and geometric mean is 7.2. So arithmetic mean we can find by this formula 18 and geometric mean is this. Now we search such numbers. We add these numbers, the answer will be 18, and when we multiply such numbers, the answer will be this 51.84. So 3.6 and 14.4 are two numbers. When we add up these two numbers, answer is 18, and when we multiply these two numbers, answer is 51.84. and you can got these numbers by simplification of this quantity. You can search the two numbers. Question number 23. For a certain distribution, if sum of x minus 15 is equal to 5, sum of x minus 18 is equal to 0, and sum of x minus 21 is equal to minus 21, what is the value of mean and y? If x is equal to 18, because the sum of deviation of the values from their mean is 0. This is the property of arithmetic mean. Sum of the deviation from their mean is equal to 0. So because this is 0, so we can say that 18 is the mean. Sum of the square deviation from mean is minimum. So we solve in a previous question where we defined mean 16 because at that time there is square deviation. But if there is simple quantity, sum of deviation from mean is 0, because in this quantity the mean is minus 21 and this is equal to 5. These are not 0. This quantity is 0, so we can say that 18 is the mean. Question number 24. The geometric mean of a series of 3 positive number is 4. By including the fourth number in the series of geometric mean becomes 2. What is the fourth number? We determined here the fourth number. Geometric mean of a series of 3 positive numbers. 3 positive numbers is 4. So we multiply 4 3 times. The product of 3 number. 4 multiplied by 4 is equal to 64. The product of 4 number is 2. 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to 16. Now we got get fourth number. Fourth number is equal to product of 3 numbers divided by product of fourth number. 16 divided by 64, 1 by 4. The mean of a series of 15 numbers is 20. By adding 2 more numbers, it becomes 18. Find two numbers if the ratio between them is 1 and 2. So, look here. The mean of a series of 15 number, n is 15, its mean is 20. we get here sum of 15 numbers. Sum of 15 numbers, 15 multiplied by 20, 300. When we add two more numbers, sum of 17 numbers is equal to 18. When the sum is 18, 17 multiplied by 18, 306. Sum of 17 numbers and sum of 15 numbers minus 306 minus 300. The answer is 6. So the ratio between number is 1 to 2. So the numbers are when we 1 to 2 means double. So 2 and 4 will be the two numbers at the ratio of 1 and 2. Calculate geometric mean for 0, 2, 4, 6, 10. We can not calculate geometric mean because if one observation is 0, it vanishes. As you know, by definition, geometric mean is the nth root of the product of the numbers. Nth root. So nth root of the product of numbers. When we multiply these numbers, 0 multiplied by 0 means answer is 0. So we cannot find geometric mean for 0 observations. If there is in data set there is any observation is 0, we cannot calculate geometric mean. Question number 27. What are the desirable qualities of a good average? Number 1. It should be clearly defined, preferably by a mathematical formula. It should be simple to understand and easy to calculate. Number 3. It should be based on all observations. We can calculate mean or average from all observations. It should not unduly affected by extremely large or small observations. This means average should not affect extremely large or small observations. It means any observations which are lying outside the data set. Number 5. It should be capable of algebraic manipulation. We can perform algebraic calculations or amendments to that. So these are the 5 categories of good average. Question number 27, B part. Find mode of the given data set. As you know, mode is the most frequent value. Here the most frequent value is 5 because 4 occur 2 times, 6 also occur 2 times, 7 also occur 2 times, but 5 occur 3 times. So 5 is the most frequent value, and this is ungrouped data. So for ungrouped data we calculate simply it as the most frequent value. So mod is equal to 5. If you want to see videos on solved numerical measure of location, part first, part second, and the properties or advantages and disadvantages of arithmetic mean, then click the link in front of your screen. So this is the series. I solve all numerical questions and short questions and MCQs in these videos. Thanks for watching. In my next videos I can solve a complete chapter, and you can see its playlist on my channel Statisticians Club.